What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol SRNE for Sorrento Therapeutics. On the left-hand side, we are looking at the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First thing to point out is that this is more of an update since we covered it in recent history, so let's jump right in to the daily chart. Obviously, an area of support has formed right around this 825, and what I do want to point out before we jump any further in is just that in the post-market, it does look like there's some sort of catalyst that is causing shares to move higher here. So we're going to assume that we're opening up around this $8.60 mark, turning that back off for clarity's sake and zooming back in. Again, if we're opening right around here, what does that sort of mean, right? To me, when I look at this, it's like, okay, if we're opening here, now we have a lot more overhead resistance to battle through instead of some more smooth sailing if we were to open down here and then the catalyst comes out. So to me, again, now we have to deal with 870, we have to deal with 885, and then potentially 912. From the daily perspective, right, what else is baked in there? Well, clearly the blue line, 50 SMA, and the green line, 200 SMA, and both of those, as we know, do tend to act as resistance. So to me, it just seems like there's a lot of overhead resistance here where I wouldn't totally be comfortable with just, blindly going for the long, hoping for momentum to carry us up and through. The last thing I'll sort of, point out from this daily perspective also is that if we do something like this, as we know, what is generally the place where we never look to take new trades? At the 50% of a range, right? As we know, opportunity lies up here at the highs or down here at the lows. Up here, you can either look for the breakout or look for the rejection, right? All the way back down to the bottom. At the bottom, same thing. You can look for rejection back to the top as support or a breakdown to trade much lower, right? That's where the opportunity is, not really here in the middle of the chart. So I'm not too excited about what's going on in the pre-market here with it trading up around 860. Obviously, a lot can happen between now and 930, the actual bell, but no, there's a lot of overhead resistance. And to the downside, it would be easier, right, for prices to do this and fall simply because there's not as much support in this area as there is overhead resistances simply due to the structure that we've put in the past here. So to me, not too clear on what the trade idea is. I wouldn't advise anyone to just jump in blindly long simply because we'll be opening on some sort of gap up. I just wanted to make you aware of what's kind of going on with this chart as it sits right now. As long as we're in the 50% mark of that range, which we've outlined right here, to me, it's kind of a sit on hands, wait and see what happens. The last thing I'll sort of leave you with before I sign off is simply a support trend line, right? If you want to remain bullish on this, then simply watch for this to hold, right? We kind of violated on today's action, but with this pre-market activity that has developed so far, we're trading back up above it. To remain bullish, we need to stay above that support trend line from the daily perspective. If you enjoyed today's video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.